Hey folks, hi. Today I have with me the CEO of Rewards 360, Rohit, and we are going to talk about a role and possible future roles also that they'll be having in their team. And this one is for a product manager. And firstly, welcome Rohit. Thank you for taking time out from your busy schedule for this.
Thank you so much, Akshay. Pleasure.
Yeah. So we'd like to basically, for the people who are interested in this role, we'd like to know a little bit more about your company, what you're trying to do, and a little bit about the role and your culture as well. So what does Rewards 360 do? I'm pretty aware of it. I'm sure a lot of credit card holders and card holders are aware of it. But if you could give us a quick walkthrough of what your company does and is trying to do now.
Sure. So Rewards 360 is in the customer engagement industry. So we come into picture when any brand has acquired a customer and now they are concerned about engaging the customer so that they can increase the lifetime value of the customer. So this is where we come into picture, and all our solutions and services support that. A little bit about Rewards 360. We started our journey back in 2005. At that point in time, the credit card industry in India was booming, and a lot of banks, they were issuing credit card. And as all of us know, that credit card has two interesting parts to it. One is that you can revolve the credit. And the second thing is the loyalty point and associated rewards, which comes with your spends on the credit card.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is where our journey started. So back in 2005, we registered a very small proprietorship firm, and we started working with almost all the private and public sector banks to offer them various kind of reward options, which was required for their credit card business. So this is how it started. There was no technology angle there. It was a pure play services business. We did really well in the first 5 years. We grew the business, we became profitable. But then the entire cell phone industry and the internet industry was booming. And what we realized that in order to scale it up, the technology definitely has to play a major role here. So in 2010-11, we incorporated ourselves as a private company, and that's where Reward 360 Global Services came into picture. And we started building the tech platform to support the entire customer engagement journey. So we built multiple platforms, some of them for consumptions by our client, some of them for our own internal consumption. Primarily, we are a B2B company, so we work with different kind of brands to offer our customer engagement solutions to them. We don't consider ourselves as a tech company. We rather consider ourselves as a boutique firm, where tech also plays a major role. So we have tech along with managed services, because in order to run a customer engagement program, you need to have both. You need to have along with the managed services. So this is what we started doing back in 2010. Our focus has been BFSI, because BFSI industry knew from very beginning that what customer loyalty is, what customer engagement is. And of course, those that were saying they had the appetite to make the right investment. So hence our focus has been BFSI. We started growing the company from 2010 onwards, built the platform, signed up with almost all the big names and AAA plus clients in the BFSI segment in India. And then we decided to take the business outside India. So we went outside India. Right now we have our operations in Dubai, Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, and Bahrain.
I wasn't aware of this piece. I wasn't aware of this piece.
So where we are serving international banks in the BFSI domain. We also have our offices at different companies in these countries as well. So this has been a quick journey. As I said, that our focus has been primarily BFSI, but now apart from BFSI, the another interesting opportunity which we have now, we are looking into is the airport ecosystem. Because airport ecosystem is a congregation of multiple industries. You have retail there, you have travel, hospitality, everything coming together. So wherever there's a spend intent, loyalty works the best. And airport is another ecosystem where we feel that there is a higher spend intent. So this is a quick summary of our journey so far. I hope it was helpful.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd love to share a lot more, but we'll get into the role and why is it that we are conversing, right? So you're looking to hire a product manager, and more than that, you're looking to build a platform and grow a platform and grow a product team and a design team. What is the intent behind this, and why now? I understand that COVID has had an impact, and I guess that has accelerated things. We've seen that with other companies. Is that the reason, or is there something more that you're looking forward to in the upcoming times that you want to build this product team in-house, right?
Actually, it's a combination of both. It's a very good question. It's a combination of both. COVID had a positive impact on our business, because what happened during COVID, the marketing spends with almost all the brands, they dried. And even those brands who were mostly focused on short-term benefits for the customers, they all started thinking long-term, right? Because instant gratification was not working. It was very expensive. So hence there was a big shift in the thinking of marketing team of different brands, and all of them started thinking about long-term lifetime value of the customer, as well as getting maximum from the existing customers rather than acquiring new customers every time, right?
Which so makes sense, right? I mean, eventually it makes sense, but yeah.
Yeah, because metrics wise also it makes sense, because it takes less money to get more revenues from existing customer rather than to acquire new customer every time. So
tell that to the Indian startups that are funded with so much money. Tell that to them. Yeah.
Right. So hence we started getting a lot of interest even from those industries who didn't believe in customer engagement and loyalty program. Right. So that was one of the reasons why we are expanding our team, why we are expanding our presence in different markets. The other reason was because of COVID, and in general, every 3 years, the customer behavior changes, right? The way in which customer engage with the brand, the platform which they use, they change. So it's important for a customer engagement company to keep evolving. Yeah. And that's where product plays a major role, because the interface or the platform with which a customer is engaging is very critical and becomes very critical. And it has to be measured through different kind of metrics before you start bringing in the new features.
This is good to hear. Somebody who's running a UX focused organization, this is very good to hear that, companies are also looking at that in a positive way.
Right. Absolutely. So that was one of the reasons we opened this position, because we are looking at both COVID-induced growth as well as in general, every 3 years, there is a change in customer behavior which happens, because of which we thought that it's good that, we open this role. We already have a few people, who are, managing this vertical, but now we are expanding the same team which exists with us right now.
So this person is going to work on your core product that your customers will use, right? I believe that is the role that this person has. Okay. And one thing that the CEO obviously can always talk about, and I think the CEO is the best person to talk about, is the culture at the company, right? What is the kind of culture you people have? If somebody is to join you, what are the growth opportunities they can expect? What are the kind of people they'll be working with? A glimpse on that would be really helpful.
Sure. So you will be surprised to know, although we have been in business for 15 years, our team still is between 150 and 160. And even though we are present in multiple countries, because we always believe in a philosophy that things which are core to us, where we are SME, we should do it by ourselves. Right. And those where we are not SME, we should partner with others. So that's part of the inherent culture of the company, that stick to your core and partner with other experts depending on what you need or what you want to bring to the table or in front of the clients. So this is one of the philosophy and the core part of our culture. Second thing is, we are in a B2B business, and in B2B business, you need to have patience and you need to support the client to ensure that they grow their business, because if they grow their business, then only you grow your business. So hence this is again part of our culture, to put the client first. That client has to be put first. The requirement has to be put first. Third thing is, since we are a very small group, 150 is not a very large group, right? Given we have 15 years of history, it has made us work in a very, very seamless and integrated manner. Everybody knows everyone. We have small meetings, multiple meetings, high frequency meetings, but shorter groups to discuss critical problems, and everybody knows everyone who does what. So at any point in time, if there is a requirement, people know whom to reach out to, how to work collaboratively. So the way a small company works at a larger scale, we are a small company working at a larger scale.
That's fantastic. Anything else that you'd like to share with the audience? I'm pretty covered, because you've kind of covered all the things about the role. You've covered the culture. You covered the growth opportunity, because it's a small company, not a small company, but nimble size company with a small employee size. You most likely will grow. Anything else that you'd like to share with possible applicants? Something that you are looking for in an applicant, if say, for example, they get shortlisted, something that you are looking forward to, this is the talent that I was looking for, something of that nature.
Yeah. So I'll tell you the scale of the work, because that will give people an insight. So on an average, our platform churn, transactions where the gross merchandise volume is typically somewhere between 4,000 to 5,000 crores annually. Okay, this is the scale of the platform which we manage. And there are millions of customers who are coming, transacting, engaging with the platform. That is the reason, from this role perspective, one thing is very important, and this is how we look at product little differently from other companies. We believe in rolling out feature not because this feature is cool, We also believe in rolling out the feature because that feature is going to make a difference in consumers' life, as well as is going to get us revenue.
Yeah.
That's the reason our expectation from the product manager role is that they should definitely understand P&L,
Yeah.
which typically is.
I remember this. So when I saw the JD the first time, the first iteration that came through, the P&L part was, and now I kind of understand. It makes complete sense, right? I mean, as long as the feature is going to drive revenues, then it makes sense. And that is what we also tell our community members. It's a difficult point to drive through because everybody looks at the coolness of things, but I think that's a very, very fair point. Anything else?
Yeah, so three things which I think the candidates would be excited about and they will learn new is that they will definitely get an exposure to P&L, which is very important.
Yeah.
Second thing, business exposure is anyways there. And third thing is loyalty is a part of marketing.
Yeah.
That's the reason there is a huge exposure to the marketing activities which are associated with products. So these are the three, key highlights outside the regular product manager role, which you'll find.
Yeah, sounds exciting because it's many a times the product manager, also the development side, doesn't get to see the customer absolute endpoint, right? Absolute, especially in B2B. In B2C, still you can immediately get data, you know what's happening. B2B, that's a difficult one. But it's been a great conversation, and I think we've kind of got everything that we wanted. I'm hopeful that you get the right kind of candidates. I'm also hopeful that you build the team that you're looking to build, and wishing the candidates who apply all the best. If you have any questions, please do drop them to us. You can also reach out to Rohit. I mean, I am sure he would love to answer questions since he's looking to really grow this product and platform. But yeah, that's been it. Thank you so much, Rohit, for taking time out. And we'll see your applications, guys. Thanks.